I'm going to show you how to make use of the easy CSV Importer ability, where we can apply different content templates to our posts depending on specific values within our data. We get to select specific columns to make easy CSV Importer monitor for those specific values. So we can check for data spread across multiple columns and make the plugin react to that data by changing the template that creates the post content. This can be very handy for sectioning a website, changing decoration and CSS within the content in order to establish those sections within your entire website. Now, the screen that I'm showing in the video at the moment is basic settings. The first thing that we do in basic settings is set up a title template and the content template. Those act as a default. Right now the title template here will apply to all posts. We don't have any dynamic selection of that title template at the moment, but it can be added if requested. So these act as the default, and that includes the content template. When a content template rule does not establish an alternative, and hopefully that becomes very clear. What that means becomes very clear in a moment. So if you do what I've done here, paste your tokens, and there are other videos explaining how to do that, then just click submit. And as I said, my project setup, there's a video that walks us through creating a project and so on. Right now I'm focusing on the use of the multiple content templates to do something a little more special. Now we are coming over to the ECI content custom post type, and in here I already have some designs prepared, as you can see over here. That was just 45 minutes ago, and we have posts A1, B2 and C3. I'm just going to click on edit on A1, and at the top of A1 we have template A1 and my tokens. B2, template B2, tokens again, and the same with C3. So these are the different templates I want to be used within my entire project. Now the only difference between them is this first line, and that is simply for demonstration purposes. You wouldn't have that line, and you would also have something different in terms of the tokens and styling. You maybe add tables, you could possibly add videos to one template but not another, and so on. And here we have my default template, which is always named the same as the project, and that doesn't have any line at the top. Alright? Now you may be wondering why A1, B2 and C3. So what I'm going to do is come back to my project, WTG content rules. I'm going to scroll down to my data to move along. I'm working with category data in order to tell the plugin what templates to use. You do not have to use categories, you can use any column with any values at all. It has to obviously be meaningful to you, so everyone will have a slightly different approach, and they may have a different approach in how they organise the templates and name them. I've named them the same as the values that I want the plugin to look for. And what we have here is the first level of categories all begin with A, second level of categories all begin with B, and the third C. And each row is incremented 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and this will make it easier when I create the posts. You'll expect the first row to have template A1, second row to have template B2, and the third row to have template C3. The fourth, fifth and other rows will have the default template. Right, let's prove it. We go to advanced settings, come down to content rules. As I said, I want to monitor specific values over those 3 columns. So here I've already selected category 1, category 2 and category 3. Now the reason why they're named so different is to prove the point and express that we can use any header names in our CSV file, and Easy CSV Importer will accept them, so you don't have to name them the same as myself. And I explained that the first level of categories all begin with A, and I want to go ahead and apply a custom template to posts with A1, and the data that I have has just one row that would match this, and the same applies to B2 and C3. There's just one row of each. All other rows, that would be a total of 9 rows and six other rows that will not apply and fit within these rules. Alright. Over here we have the actual template selected. As I said, I named mine, and you saw the names were the same as the values themselves, so that makes things easier. However, if you're dealing with a large project, you may not want to take that approach, and you may even need just a little more on this content rules interface here to configure your project. If that is the case, please get in contact with us. I can already think of some options that would help manage some of the things that some of our users do, but obviously it's all time, and we simply do what is demanded the most. So let us know so we can take note of how many of you out there need that a little bit more in this area of the plugin. Now these values are already saved, I think, but just to make sure, I'll just click submit. I'm going to go ahead to create posts, and I'm just going to make sure I've not forgotten to delete test posts that I was making before the video, and let's just make sure everything is in order. So we have no posts there, that helps us to focus. So I've clicked on one, just creating one post at the moment so we can focus on what is happening. Now I've added some lines in the PHP to output some information up here. This won't happen when you're doing it. Obviously I could enhance the output of this notice that we have here, maybe to mention something along those lines, but at the moment this newly redeveloped Easy CSV Importer is still fresh. It was redeveloped in July 2013. Now the line that we have here says decided ID 407. That's the ID for the template, and then this line indicates that it is getting that template design. So let's just check 407. Just hover over there, and as you see at the bottom it appears 407, just in case you can't see that for any reason. Let's just go into, alright, I don't have permalinks displayed, so you won't be able to see that. Right, not to worry, let's go back again. So have 407, let me hover over that, this is appearing at the bottom, and you'll see it has post equals 408 and 409, and then the default is 4010. So let's see what happens when I create more posts. There's one, another one, and it's showing 409, and another one shows 410, and the next one should be 410, and the next should also be 410. They're all defaulting to 410 now because they don't fit in with the content template rules that I set up. Now let's go to posts. The titles will be roughly the same. I'm going to click on edit, and we'll see the first post created used template A1. Click on all posts again, scroll down. This one used template B2, and this one here template C3, and all the others, if I just select anyone, use the default, which doesn't have a line at the top. And that is it, all done. Now as I said, you may have totally different headers in your CSV file. You might not understand the approach I've taken to naming the templates and organise them against the values, because you might have a sort of different vision of how you need to organise things for the long term, especially if you're dealing with a lot of templates and a lot of data, and I need users to come forward and explain what they're doing so that I can understand what to do with the plugin in terms of development. So I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you on that. And that is that for this video. Thank you very much for watching.